For centuries, the moon has been a source of curiosity and intrigue for mankind. It has been observed, studied, and worshipped by many cultures across the world. In this video, we'll explore the impact of the moon on society. From space exploration to agriculture to cultural significance, the moon has played an important role in shaping the world we live in today. The moon has held significant cultural and religious importance across many ancient civilizations. In ancient Egypt, the moon was associated with the god Thoth, who was believed to be the inventor of writing. The ancient Greeks worshipped Selene, their goddess of the moon, who was often depicted riding a horse-drawn chariot across the sky. The Hindus regard the moon as a deity named Chandra, who is believed to be the god of night, fertility, and vegetation. Similarly, Buddhist and Chinese cultures have lunar deities and legends related to the moon. The moon's influence on human imagination has resulted in many fascinating myths and legends across various cultures. In Norse mythology, it was believed that the moon was pursued by a wolf named Skoll, who would eventually catch and devour it, resulting in an eclipse. The Greeks had a belief that the moon was a goddess named Artemis who fell in love with a mortal and after his death refused to continue helping the humans, leading to their demise. There are many more such fascinating tales and folklore surrounding the moon, which continue to intrigue people to this day. The moon has been a popular subject in literature and art across the ages. In literature, William Shakespeare's famous love story, Romeo and Juliet, includes references to the moon, and countless poets have found inspiration in its beauty. In art, famous paintings like Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh feature the moon prominently in the night sky. The moon has also been depicted in sculpture, music, and film. Its unique appearance and influence on human life have made it an important symbol in art and literature throughout history. The moon landing was a monumental event in the history of space exploration, accomplished during the Cold War era as part of the space race between the United States and the Soviet Union. The Apollo missions, which culminated in Neil Armstrong's famous words, "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," not only put a human on the moon but also expanded scientific knowledge about the lunar surface. The space race led to technological advancements and inspired generations to pursue space exploration. The moon landing not only expanded humankind's knowledge of the moon but it also led to numerous technological advancements. NASA developed new materials and technologies for space travel, and the challenge of sending humans to the moon spurred innovation in fields such as computer science and robotics. The development of the lunar module, used in the Apollo missions, led to advancements in spacecraft design. Many scientists believe that space missions to the moon and beyond have the potential to bring about even more profound technological advancements in the future. The moon landing had a profound impact on human imagination and our desire to explore space. The images and footage of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walking on the moon captured the imaginations of people around the world, inspiring generations of scientists, engineers, and space enthusiasts. The moon landing also had a political impact, highlighting the capabilities of the United States and serving as a symbol of scientific advancement. The success of the Apollo missions fueled the desire for further space exploration, and many countries have since sent missions to the moon or launched space programs of their own. Tidal forces are the result of the gravitational attraction between two bodies. The moon's gravity, along with that of the sun, creates tides in Earth's oceans. Tides are the rise and fall of sea levels, caused due to this gravitational force changing the shape of the oceans. Tides follow a predictable pattern and vary according to the moon's phase and position in relation to Earth. These tidal forces have a large impact on the marine environment, regulating sea level, water temperature, and circulation. The moon's gravity plays a significant role in shaping oceanic tides, which can lead to phenomena like spring tides and neap tides. Spring tides occur during a full moon or a new moon, when the gravitational pull of the moon and sun combine to produce a particularly strong tide. On the other hand, neap tides happen when the sun, moon, and Earth are at right angles to each other, producing weaker tides. The interaction of the moon and tides can also result in tidal bores, which are waves that occur when incoming tides funnel up narrow and shallow estuaries or rivers. Lunar tidal forces have a profound impact on marine life. The rise and fall of tides help to keep nutrients and oxygen in the water circulating, which leads to favorable habitat and breeding conditions for many species. Many marine organisms have evolved to take advantage of the tidal cycle for their survival and reproduction. Coral, for instance, relies on tides to bring in nutrients for their survival. Tidal habitats can vary greatly depending on the strength and frequency of tides, which in turn can impact the diversity of species that depend on these habitats. The lunar cycle has long been used as a guide for planting and harvesting crops. Many traditional agricultural practices, especially those in tropical regions, are timed based on the phases of the moon. The lunar cycle determines when to plant certain crops, irrigate the fields, and even harvest them. Farmers have used these practices for centuries and have found them to be effective in ensuring healthy growth and a good yield. Lunar planting calendars are still used by some farmers today, although the reliance on modern scientific methods and machinery has diminished its use in some parts of the world. The moon's impact on plant growth and crop yields is a subject of ongoing scientific research. It is believed that the gravitational pull of the moon influences the movement of water in plants, promoting growth. Some studies suggest that the gravitational pull of the moon can also influence the timing of seed germination and plant growth. The lunar cycle, along with other environmental factors, can affect the nutrient and water uptake of crops, leading to variations in yield. Farmers around the world continue to observe the lunar cycle as a means of optimizing their crop yields. Lunar calendars have been used throughout history to guide agricultural practices. The lunar cycle is divided into phases, which correspond to different planting, growing, and harvesting practices. Lunar calendars also incorporate astrological and meteorological observations, such as the position of the stars, wind patterns, and weather conditions to develop a comprehensive guide for farmers. Although the reliance on lunar calendars has decreased with the advent of modern technology, they remain an important cultural practice in many farming communities. Their continued use highlights the connection between humans, nature, and the cosmos, and the important role that the moon has played in guiding agricultural practices throughout history. Lunar calendars have been used since ancient times to track the phases and movements of the moon. Many cultures around the world have developed lunar calendars, which often incorporate observations of the stars and other celestial bodies. These calendars were important cultural, social, and religious tools and were used by farmers, astronomers, and religious leaders. The oldest known lunar calendar is believed to have been created more than 30,000 years ago by megalithic cultures in Europe. Lunar calendars continue to be an important cultural practice in many societies worldwide. Lunar calendars are an important cultural and religious practice in many Eastern societies. In China, the traditional lunar calendar is still widely used to determine the dates of festivals and important cultural events. The lunar calendar is also used to determine the start of the agricultural year and to guide planting practices. In Japan, the lunar calendar is used to determine the start of the new year and the date of the spring equinox. The lunar calendar is also used in various religious practices, such as in the Islamic Hijri calendar, which is used by Muslims around the world to determine important religious events and the start of the lunar month of Ramadan. Lunar calendars have also played an important role in Western cultures, particularly in agricultural practices. Many traditional farming communities in Western Europe and the Americas follow lunar planting calendars, often drawing on observations made by indigenous peoples. Lunar calendars are also used in some modern spiritual and religious practices, such as in the Wiccan and neo-pagan movements. Lunar calendars have gained renewed interest in recent years with the emergence of biodynamic farming, which incorporates lunar rhythms and other astrological observations into farming practices. The moon has impacted society in countless ways throughout human history. From inspiring works of art and literature to influencing scientific research and technological advancements, the moon has played a vital role in shaping our understanding of the universe. As we continue to explore and learn more about our nearest celestial neighbor, we can only imagine the new and exciting ways the moon will impact our society in the future.